two faces. One of them the world can see, and the other one God sees. And here's what most of us never stop to consider. The one the world cannot see, the real you, we spend enormous energy managing the visible. We curate, we soften, we perform, and train it to smile at the right moment and say the right things. And after years of practice, we get very good at being actors and actresses. But the heart is the other face, the invisible one. And most of us are living with that face broken, formless, unexamined, hiding just behind the one we've been perfecting our whole lives. Is that you? There are genuinely good people in this world, charitable, kind, generous people who serve other people and make difficult relationships look effortless. Especially in Western culture, there's even a phrase for this: a Teflon personality, like a non-stick pan. Nothing bad clings to them. They're gracious, they're steady, they don't seem rattled by anything. And I want to be careful because character matters and virtue is a real thing. But here's the uncomfortable question. Are you ready for it? What's underneath all of that? What's underneath the Teflon? Because it is entirely possible to build a beautiful, visible face while the inner face is completely shapeless and formless, or worse, shaped by something other than God. It is possible to be the kind person in every room you enter and still be running from yourself. That is what I mean by a double face. The thick-skinned outer face and the thin, unformed heart underneath it. Spiritual rhythms and spiritual work is not just adding more goodness to the surface, it is going beneath the surface to where the real formation happens. Hi, my name is Pastor Elisha Cho. Welcome back to the channel. So, what exactly is this heart? Is it your emotions? No. Is it your reasoning? No. Is it your will, your ability to choose? No, those are functions, they are tools, and they're the things the heart uses, but it's not the heart itself. Think of it this way: emotion, reason, and will are like the soil, the clothing, the instruments around the inner face. Used well, they become fertilizer. They help the heart grow into something beautiful. Used poorly, they become a mask. And this is where most people get stuck. Emotionally immature people think, surely they understand how I feel. They don't say it. They don't name it. They carry it silently, let it fester, and then wonder why their relationships never deepen. That silence isn't strength. It's actually a confidence problem wearing the costume of stoicism. The person with real emotional maturity expresses specifically and speaks with delicacy and detail. Doesn't just say I'm hurt, but can tell you exactly how and why and what they need. That is not weakness. That is the work of someone whose inner face is actually being formed. And when emotion and reason come apart, that's when things get cold. Communication shuts down. Walls go up and intimacy dies. You can have all the right theology in your head and still be a person nobody can actually reach. The heart is not just feelings, but it is not above feelings either. It is the integrated center that holds all of it together. Now, here is the line I need you to sit with. The heart, your inner face, your inner verse, is the image of God. That is not poetry. It's not a metaphor meant to make you feel warm and fuzzy. It's a theological statement about who you actually are and what you were made to carry. When Genesis talks about human beings being made in the image of God, the imago Dei, it is not just saying you have a soul. It is saying there is something in you meant to reflect the face of God into the world that you live in. Not your visible face, your inner one. And sin is not just breaking rules, sin is losing the form of that face. It is the shapelessness, Waking up one day and not recognizing yourself, not because something happened on the outside, but because something has quietly collapsed on the inside. Am I talking to somebody today? To lose your identity is to lose the shape of the heart. That is the human condition, not merely moral failure, but identity dissolution, the invisible face disfigured, as it were. And this is exactly why faith is not merely a belief system. It is the key that restores the lost heart, not information about God, not agreement with doctrinal statements, not even religious performance, which, as we've just said, can be its own form of double face. Faith is the active, living, restoring work of God in the inner person. It is God reaching into the shapelessness and saying, I know what this was supposed to look like. Let me form it again for you. Paul writes to the Ephesians, put on the new self created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. The new self, the reformed inner face, not a new personality type, not a new set of habits, a renewed image, the original design restored. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you paid as much attention to your inner face as you do to the one you show the world? Because most of us, and I include myself in this, we are highly attentive people when it comes to the outer face. We notice when our tone was off. We replay conversations. We manage impressions. We put enormous work into how we come across. But the inner face, the heart, we avoid it because looking at it honestly is uncomfortable. Why? Because there are things in there we have not named, we have not expressed, and we have not surrendered to the Lord. And we have found that if we just keep moving and serving and performing and just continue to put on makeup, we can go for very long stretches without ever having to face it. That is not spiritual health. It is not wholeness. It is spiritual avoidance dressed in religious activity. When faith is genuinely doing its work inside of you, something begins to shift that has nothing to do with your performance. You become settled, not because your circumstances are stable, but because your center is stable. There is a solidity that comes from the inside when the image of God is being restored. The heart formed by faith is not moved by every wind. It doesn't need every room to validate it. It doesn't need every relationship to go smoothly to remain whole. The real work is to let faith do what faith is designed to do, to bring the two faces into alignment, not to abandon kindness or serving other people, but becoming a person who is whole on the inside and whole on the outside, to let you show the world that you actually match what is going on the inside. In other words, you don't become a hypocrite. And that's what integrity means in its oldest sense: integrated, whole, one face inside and out. Those are the kind of people you want to be friends with, no? So here is where I want to land today. Your identity, the real you, is your invisible face, your heart, not your job, your reputation, your social media presence, your influence to other people. It's not even your track record of good deeds that you've done. Those things can be real and still be only the outer face. Your identity is what God is forming in the hidden place of your heart. It's the image of God renewed and restored by what? By faith, being shaped into something that reflects Him and Him only. And the soul that is being formed by faith does not need to perform, doesn't need to manage. It simply becomes slowly, patiently, and often painfully more truly itself. That is the fragrance that actually changes rooms. Not the performance of goodness, but the reality of it. not a coated personality, but a formed heart. Not two faces in conflict, but one face, seen from both sides and finally recognizable. That is who you were made to be. That is who faith is putting back together. If this stirred something in you, I'd ask you to do just one thing. Sit with the question, what does my inner face actually look like right now? Not the one you show other people, the other one. And then take that honestly to God. That conversation might be the most important one you have in your entire life. If you found this helpful, make sure to press the like button and subscribe and share this with a friend that might benefit from it. And I will see you in the next one.